Top 10 Dirty Secrets of Dry Cleaning. I once spent the late spring working at a laundry, and what I saw there has remained with me until the end of time. Who realized that a procedure that primarily manages the evacuation of natural liquids could trigger such boundaries in human behavior? Maybe individuals feel helpless in light of the fact that they are really airing their filthy clothing out in the open. Of course, what truly occurs in the hot profundities of the back room can appear mysterious. Of course, most cleaners are straightforward agents simply attempting to get by. The business has changed since my understudy days, however here are my memories of being a laundry. The episodes, despite everything, make me shiver. Top 10 The Sealed Bag. My first exercise was the fixed sack. A client will show up looking bothered and disclose to you they're in a rush. They rapidly leave their subtleties and head out the entryway in the wake of dropping a plastic sack onto the counter. The sack is consistently tied or fixed shut. The first time this transpired was the most noticeably awful. I had no dread and wore no gloves as I opened the sack and released a throbbing petri dish of human DNA. This is generally a mix of regurgitation, pee, apparel, and bedsheets. 1. By the time you understand what you've gotten, the client is presumably driving home, safe in the information that another person is presently managing their concern. On the off chance that you are insightful, you will just let this transpire once. Top 9 The Guilty Secret Stain. The next type of customer is the owner of the guilty secret stain. Their approach is overly friendly and warm. They will engage you in conversation, ask about your day, throw their clothes on the counter, and then casually inquire, "Hey, not sure what this stain is. Do you think you can remove it?" A painful silence hangs in the air. The customer needs you to erase all traces of their misbehavior. As for the mystery stain, remember the dress that Monica Lewinsky didn't get dry clean. It's often along those lines, although it can be lipstick marks, perfume, or even cigarette smoke that the customer needs you to deal with discreetly. 2. Dry cleaners have seen it all, and they may even be keeping a few guilty secrets of their own. Before cleaning, we check all the pockets in clothes. Alongside the breath mints and crumpled receipts, you can find a surprising amount of loose change. We're fine with keeping your secrets. Top 8 Criminal Evidence. On an increasingly vile note, there were events when I most likely crushed wrongdoing scene proof. I generally recollect when a jumpy person who scarcely talked came into the shop. He shot out the entryway in the wake of dropping off a lot of overalls solidified with thick mud and new blood splatter. My manager took one look and tranquilly berated me to brush the mud before placing the overalls in the machine. Obviously, there was most likely a completely sane clarification for this. Be that as it may, at that point, it struck me that crime analysts once in a while talk with cleaners. Perhaps they should. Top 7 Stain Braggers. Considerably more fun are the stain braggers. I've had clients reveal to me the specific vintage of the red wine stain on their tie and anticipate my response. One client trusted I should realize that it was a sprinkle of borscht from a celebrated gourmet cafe on his shirt. The lowest pay permitted by law representative has no musings on this. They are simply food stains. In spite of the fact that it helps your laundry in the event that you can recognize the stain, we truly don't have to realize the amount it cost you. 4. Interestingly, the most troublesome stain to move isn't brought about by food by any stretch of the imagination. It's classic ink. Furthermore, there are a few stains, for the most part oil-based, that can't be expelled. Top 6 Precious Owners. Valuable garments proprietors show up supporting their thing like an infant. They issue explicit directions regarding how their piece of clothing must be dealt with in an unexpected way, with a fragile touch, and put away independently. It's in every case best to grin and gesture as they hesitantly let go of their prized piece like it's a youngster on his first day of school. The truth is, all the garments go into one enormous machine together. So your dear piece of clothing will hobnob with a sweat-soaked games pack. All garments are equivalent in the dry cleaning world. Precious individuals may likewise be stunned to discover that the dissolvable used to clean their garments is a cancer-causing agent called perchloroethylene, otherwise known as PERC. This superb substance is exceptionally harmful to people and the environment. 5. Dry cleaning staff who are continually presented to perk fumes can encounter reactions, for example, wooziness, queasiness, and skin disturbance. Long-haul presentation can prompt specific kinds of disease just as harm to the focal sensory system. It positively makes you reconsider before you breathe in the fragrance of your newly dry cleaned garments. Top 5 Smoke and mirrors. Maintaining a dry cleaning business isn't modest. There's costly hardware to keep up and a huge amount of overhead. This implies they truly need to get inventive with their wording and lift the misconceptions encompassing the business. For starters, the procedure isn't dry in any way. Your garments will still be doused, yet with harmful perk rather than water, and afterward tossed into the machine. The procedure cleans the outside of the garments. In any case, without water, it can't douse profound enough into the filaments to move those frightful perspiration stains. Now consider the continually reused wire holders that may have been in and out of other clients' closets. At that point there's the cardboard liners for squeezed pants that we once in a while fish out of the container to reuse. At the point when you separate everything, it's far from the new aroma of a spring glade. Top 4 Ugly wedding dresses. Each lady of the hour feels like a princess on her big day, however a portion of their dresses are really ghastly. When your large day is finished, you send your fantasy dress to the laundry. In the event that it is extremely terrible, exhausted representatives will spot it and chuckle. At times, they will give it a shot and chuckle some more. The same applies to bridesmaids' dresses and ball outfits. In case you're into authentic reenactments or themed occasions, a worker has more likely than not slipped your ensemble on and may even have the photographs to demonstrate it. 7. If you own a police uniform or a specialist's whites, somebody has presumably skipped about in these things, as well. It assists with sitting back and clarifies why the laundry in some cases smiles when you get your garments. Top 3 Non-returners. At that point there is the puzzle of the non-returners. For reasons unknown, clients will drop off a thing, which can some of the time be costly or one of a kind, and they never at any point return for it. Some individuals disregard the article or lose their ticket. Different occasions, life gets excessively occupied. The saddest heritage of the non-returner is the desolate wedding dress, an unwanted suggestion to its proprietor of a violated marriage. 8. State laws vary, yet most indicate that laundry should save unclaimed things for a limit of a half year. At that point the laundry are relied upon to contact the client to advise the individual that they will discard that person's property. The garments are in the long run given to noble cause or a landfill, contingent upon their worth. When they have at long last been off-stacked, it is almost guaranteed that the first proprietors will show up at the counter to request the arrival of their old things. This is the reason each laundry has a disclaimer attached to their divider. They can quietly highlight the disclaimer as the client hollers. Top 2 Lost property. Cleaners are just human. Now and again, botches occur. Possibly a client is given another person's article of clothing and chooses to keep it as it is a lot more pleasant than their own. Tickets can get exchanged and stuck to an inappropriate thing. Dress can be harmed by the unforgiving concoction process. At the point when this occurs, the client is secured by law, yet just so far. According to the Fair Claims Guide distributed by the Dry Cleaning and Laundry Institute, the industry standard is to offer the present estimation of the thing and not the first cost paid. For the most part, for a thing that is 1 year old, you may get 40% of its worth. For a thing more than 5 years of age, you may get just 15% of what you paid. 9. Some cleaners probably won't concede risk. Rather, they want to move the fault onto the producer. It truly pays to be pleasant to your laundry. Top 1 The worst. Here comes the most exceedingly awful part, the one that everybody subtly suspects. Some of the time, if the store has been truly occupied and the client is pausing, we don't perfect your garments by any means. It's stunning how a dose of steam and a flawless plastic spread can make the figment of newly cleaned clothes, but don't blacklist your neighborhood cleaner presently, as they may not be there until the end of time. Quick design and the fame of easygoing office wear has left the business struggling. 10. To all dry cleaning clients all over the place, a portion of these may have transpired. Yet perhaps not. Bolster your nearby more clean. Subscribe to the channel. Thanks.